You're in for a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaison Ouseph.
Namaste. Namaste. Hello everyone at Zepstone Arts Festival 2024. What a grand evening. I'm so happy to share and stand before you to have a wonderful time of sharing on filmmaking. Before I start, let me thank Dr. Alicia Farmer and John Farmer for inviting me to this wonderful event, and all those who have worked behind. My sincere congratulations. Let's give this organization for this movement a round of applause. Thank you, Sean, for your kind introduction about me. He was, as he mentioned, he was instrumental getting my film, The Face of the Faceless, at the Oscars. Now, let me begin with a story. Once, a pianist was hired to play a background music for a movie. When it was completed, he asked when and where he would see the picture. The producer then confessed that it was actually a porn film and it was due in a month. A month later, the musician went to a porn theater to see that adult movie. He took the seat in the back row of the adult cinema next to a couple who also came for the same film. The movie was even sexually explicit than he feared, featuring group sex, bondage, and even a dog. After a while, watching the adult movie, the embarrassed pianist turned to the couple and said, "I am only here to listen to the music." "Yeah," replied the man and the woman, "we are only here to see our dog." But today we all are here with a common purpose, to appreciate the quality films. Am I right? Yeah. Right. So let's talk about the films. I have heard number of feature films, length films estimated around 400,000, but that's probably a very rough estimate. According to the data, the United States is one of the top most producing market in the world, with over 24.8 thousand movies made in the country as of 2024. However, India is considered the world's largest film industry by the number of film produced, with an output of 2,500 to 3,000 films in more than 20 languages in a year. India is also, thank you. India is also second oldest film industry in the world. The country is home to some of the most important cities in the global film industry. Mumbai, where I come from. Being a filmmaker and a film teacher for almost 25 years, I always likes to share data about the films to my students. I know you are no more students, but filmmakers, film lovers. A glimpse into the film industry in America is very interesting. Let me share. Film industry in the US is currently worth 25.8 billion US dollar. Box office market has reached almost 7.9 billion in 2023, up 32% what it was in 2022. Movie theaters across the US and Canada sold approximately 900 million tickets so far in 2023. The average person sees approximately 6 movies in a theater each year. China has the largest movie industry in the world, followed by the US and Japan. In 2023, the number of moviegoers, people who go to the cinema theater at least once in a year, and tickets sold was higher for men, that is 53%, than women, 47%. Here comes the question. As an independent filmmaker, where do we stand? When it comes to independent films that are most likely to be successful, horror movies are by far and most likely to be turned out to be a profit business. Now, although the stories of sports like Cena and Diego Maradona are fascinating, they don't resonate with audiences in the same way that big studio-produced films do. 90% of independent films do not get any theatrical release. This shows that although independent movies are being produced in much larger numbers, a big chunk of them go unseen. 3.4% of independent films are able to recoup their investment. Out of those indie films that did make into cinemas, the majority did not generate enough revenue to cover the cost of making, marketing, distributing the movies. 38% of indie films recoup their investment during their first year. An independent film takes time to reorganize or reconsider to gain worldwide income. So it's very clear that audiences are no longer content to just sit on the couch and watch movies. In 2023, movie theaters across US and Canada sold approximately 844 million tickets. And so far, an annual income increased about 281% for the last 2 years. Now, looking at the top box office markets worldwide, as usual, with other productions like China has the highest box office revenue worldwide as 7.3 billion. In 2023, only 47% of the population in the US and Canada went to the cinema at least once. Out of that group, only 12 million people, that is 3% of the population, were considered frequent moviegoers. Now, what are the challenges as a filmmaker, independent filmmakers, that we people are facing? The biggest challenge, I would say, is funding. The foundation of any film, it's budget. I had a very tough time to get budget for my film. I remember I narrated the story to several people, including the top financiers, the producers in India. Let me recall that incident. My film, The Face of the Faceless, is about a Catholic nun who was murdered for uplifting the tribals, the oppressed group in India. So I narrated the story to the financier, the producer. The producer said, "Yes, wonderful story. I just love the story, the structure, and all about. But can you make a small change in the story? I'm willing to take the film ahead." I asked him, "What is the change in the story that I need to make?" He said, can we have the sister got an affair with a man? I am willing to take any amount to make this film. I said, no. And this is one of the challenges that we are facing as independent filmmakers, because the producers want to twist and turn the stories according to their wishes. Now, the second challenge is a distribution. Achieving distribution for a film has never been the easiest task. There are many different issues to consider, and filmmakers typically need to offer something unique and interesting as a valuable proposition for those distribution of their content. I remember again, when I want to release my film in India, I approached several distributors. Everyone said no to me. At the end, I had to release it in one theater. One theater that I hired a theater and had to run around to get the people to watch the film. That one theater, I made it full. And those people, after watching the film, went and informed about the film to others. And can you believe, my film ran for 6 weeks, 2 shows, almost 100 theaters in down South India. Now, there is an increased competition is also a problem for the filmmakers, the upcoming filmmakers, because it is certainly true that it has never been easier to make films and movies. That is not to say that it is easier than ever to make high-quality movies. The third one would be like legal issues. Now, everyone jumping into the legal issues because filmmaking has become far more mired and legal issue than ever before. The ability to distribute works via YouTube and other platforms has meant that filmmakers need to be careful around a number of complex issues, including negotiating contracts and securing the rights for anything that they use before they broadcast it. Now, how virtual reality challenging independent filmmakers? There are so many aspects. One, the first and foremost would be immersive experience. Then we have cost-effective worlds. Engage your audience. Therefore, here comes the solution, the artificial intelligence. How do we use artificial intelligence in our films? First and foremost, in the script analysis. Second, we have the casting help. All can be used with the help of artificial intelligence. Of course, during the production, these automated cameras can be used, instant editing, and for the post-production, we have a better visual effects and sound editing. Now, having said all these things, someone would be thinking that is it a good time to make films? Yes, according to me, this is the right time for independent filmmakers to come out of their shell and make quality films. Right. Now, the future of budget filmmaking is looking so bright because everywhere there is money. with advance in technology and more affordable tools than ever. Indie filmmakers can produce high-quality content that stands out. We can create films that rival those of biggest studios. So therefore, stay creative, be resourceful, and keep pushing boundaries of what is possible. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me. Thank you, Zepstone Film International, for this chance.